And he said, forgive them, Father, because they don't know what they're doing. You think he meant you didn't know? No. You didn't understand the outcome. They didn't understand what they were actually doing. They were solely releasing you all and me today to have the love of Christ in us.
Amen.
To be able to share that love with others. His sacrifice allows us to sacrifice, you and I. And men, I know that you sacrifice too. I'm not saying that you don't, but it's Mother's Day. Mothers sacrifice. We don't go through the pain. He went through the pain. So ladies, his lordship, he understands pain greater than you will ever understand.
That's right.
Okay? Ever. He understands it. And that's why when his love comes for us, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, it's time for moms for you to give up your children to Christ. So let God have them so that he can prepare them for your love back to them. Follow me. And then the love together will be like some of our ladies in the room with their children today.
That's right.
It's a perfected love, and it works in a circle. God's love for us, our love for him, God's love for our children, our love for our children, God's love for us, and our love for our children. It's an all-consuming God, and he wants to consume us, our family, and that love. Moms are filled, and I thank God for this, filled with mercy and forgiveness. I know my mom probably didn't forgive me for everything that I ever did. Whew, that's a big list. But my mom never said no to me when I needed it. When I wanted it, she said no plenty of times. And I remember, and I'll share this real quick. Well, I remember the pain she must have felt the night I was booked. And she came in post bail. And she looked through that glass at me. And she started crying, and she passed out. I had to call an ambulance, and I'm on the other side of that glass. And my mommy just passed out. And I don't know if she died or not. The pain that consumed my heart couldn't compare to the pain she must have felt that moment, looking on the other side of that glass and having those people, my attorney say 13 and a half is the first offer. 13 and a half years. It just consumed it. And I think about that. I'm sharing that now because when he hung on that cross, Christ was already seeing our future. Saved and delivered and healed.
That's right.
And that had to have brought some joy. But you know, before we get saved and delivered and healed, we live in the hell we create.
That's right.
We live in our situations, and our mommies see that. And that brings pain to him when we live in that. So, ladies, sons, you got a mom that's alive? Think about that for a moment. Think about what we do and how that affects them in a drastic way. Now, when you can do that and then wipe the tears from your eyes, times that by any number that's greater than a gazillion, which is not a real number. But, and then imagine God on the other side of that. Who says, that's how I felt for you. That's how I feel for you. That's why I gave your mother that love. That's why I gave her mercy and forgiveness. That's why moms are in the room today. Because of the love and the mercy that God first showed them so that they can show it to us. My mom showed me more mercy than I could deserve. But she still didn't show more than he did. My sins against her were directly committed to him. And yet he forgave. And she forgave. My mom, filled with mercy and forgiveness. Moms are filled with grace.
Amen.
I bet you guys have all been wondering how I was going to get around to the grace part, right? We've been speaking about grace for the last 6 to 9 months. Grace is unearned, undeserved favor of God to those who believe. Literally God's goodwill and loving kindness and favor towards us. Moms are filled with favor. And I say that because their love, their mercy, their forgiveness, their belief in us, their joy, their protection, their security, it's all grace. Undeserved and unearned. Children, rarely do we actually deserve the love we get. Rarely can we ever earn it. And yet moms are always there. Always there. Favoring us because we're her children. And God says, my grace is sufficient for you every single day. Why? Because you're my children too. Moms, you're the children of God before you're the children of your mother.
That's right.
You have to be. And then moms, your children are in your hands. As we are in his, they are in yours.
Come on.
Raise a child in the way they should go. Train them up. They won't depart from it when they get older. They'll remember.
That's right,
It
Pastor.
took me 10 years in that relationship with my mother in our church in Boston, Massachusetts, to realize I didn't understand grace because it was never taught in our church. My church taught religion. It taught how to burn incense. It taught me how to say the right things and pray the right way. But I didn't have a relationship. And I remember when I got saved, in that solitary cell, and God spoke to my heart and said, clearly, son, please repeat the prayer that your mother taught you. And I'm going to start it, and you probably all heard it. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven.
And he stopped me. He said, what did you just say, son? Our Father. He said, you know, my son didn't teach you to pray our God, our religion. He said, pray this way. Our Father.
Come on, Pastor.
Who is in heaven. Without a pastor or a preacher or a teacher in that solitary cell, I finally got delivered. I finally got saved. Nobody laid hands on me. Nobody prayed over me. God simply spoke to my heart and said, I want a relationship with you. You will always be my son. And I am the eternal Father. So if you'll set all the other stuff aside, I'm going to teach you, because I tell you what, I'm in that cell going, what does that mean? I don't know any other way. Yeah, you do. He says, yes, you do. You talk to your dad? Yeah. Talk to me. Love your dad? Yeah. Love me. Talk to your mom? Yeah. Love me. Speak to your mom? Yeah. Love me. Speak to me. Talk to me. I'm your dad. I give you the right. You're not my son. Talk to me. I don't need you burning incense. I don't need all that.
That's
I
right.
need you to speak to me.
Come on, Pastor.
I need you to talk to me. You can be a biological mother without Jesus as Lord. But you can't be a godly mother, person, or you can't be the image of God who saved you until you commit your life and your ways to Him.